Hello everyone, myself Dr. Ravi Agrahari, faculty of CSBIS Academy, Hyderabad. I'm taking classes of Science and Tech Environment for UPSC, and two books are published right now on the AGRAHARI platform. The one of Science and Tech, 8th edition available, that is totally updated content. And the second one is environment based, third edition, same AGRAHARI platform. And these two subjects have around 30 to 35 questions in your paper, at least every year. And I suggest to all of you guys, after completion of my entire classes, with classes even, not only the entire classes, completions, you should have to follow this book. And definitely as a part of content and the class notes, everything, if you will integrate together, will help you people for your selections. So let us start. Today I'm going to start one of a wonderful chapter, that is a space technology. And every year, if you see at least one question, one to two question UPSC asks in your paper from space technology. Okay. In space technology, guys, in the beginning, I would like to tell you like this topic is connecting. This chapter is connecting with the information communication technology and also with the defense technology. So space technology is connecting with the ICT and defense technology. The question is how space technology is connecting with the ICT and defense lesson. Actually, in space technology research, we are developing various satellites, various spacecraft, space missions, and side by side, these satellites not only utilize for the space mission to get the knowledge about Mars and Jupiter's. A part of these guys, we are sending the satellites into certain orbits. We are putting there, and with the help of satellite, we are going to access the GPS, communication information facilities, and so on. So, in such a way, I can tell you the space technology is connecting with the information and communication technology. And side by side, I just want to tell you guys with the help of satellite, we can also keep an eye on bordering areas like in between India and Pakistan, in between India and China, in between India and Sri Lanka, toward the bordering areas, coastal areas. Okay, it is very important for the safety of a nation. So in such a way, I can tell you like space technology is also connecting with the defense technology. And those countries' space research is connecting with the defense research. This is called as a dual research or dual technology. So here is space technology is also called as a dual technology. The reason I think you people understood. There are a few other countries like Russia, US, okay, China. And now India's space research also you can call as a dual research because our space work is connecting with the okay, connecting with the uh, defense research and all. In the beginning, I just want to discuss some of the keywords. That terminologies are very important because generally I found like whenever you are going to start a space research, you got confused with the various terms like satellites, like shuttle, like spacecraft. These are very easy term, but generally UPSC aspirant got confused. Okay, with all the terminologies. Apart of this, the launch vehicles. The next one is rocket, and one more time I'll tell you that is called missiles. Just a brief, and at least if anybody will ask you any of the article you are going to read in the newspaper, so you will never confuse with such kind of terms. Okay, and here I'll tell you guys first about the spacecraft. Okay, what about the spacecraft? So in very layman term, I'll tell you guys every objects that we are sending in the space, we are calling them as a spacecraft. So all those objects we are sending in the space, we are calling them as a spacecraft. So a spacecraft has all objects. All objects we send in space are called as a spacecraft. Okay, here I can give you example like satellite we are sending in the space as one of the example as spacecraft, and shuttle still is we are sending in the space as another example of spacecraft. So all object that we are sending in the space are generally called as a spacecraft, as for example satellite and shuttle. But one thing you should be very clear: what is the space? What is the space? If I'm taking your classes from third floor, so what you will tell I'm in the space? Of course, no, guys. For the understanding of space, you should get the idea about the Karman line. You should get the idea about the Karman line. you should get the idea about the karma line. Now question is, what is the karma line? Actually, 100 kilometer from the Earth's surface. 100 kilometer from the Earth's surface at such height is what is the one place called as a karma line. So just 100 kilometer from the Earth's surface is called as a karma line. Space means we are going beyond karma line. Space means we are going beyond karma line. It means if we are going to across the 100 kilometer, means we are going above from the karma line. It means we are entered into the space. So space term defined as what? We are going to across the karma line, means beyond 100 kilometer far. We are in the space. So a spacecraft, generally these kind of objects we are sending beyond karma lines. As example, a satellite and shuttle. But I don't think so anyone have a problem in the understanding of a spacecraft. And what about the connection of spacecraft with the satellite and shuttle? Now the next question, what is satellite and what about shuttle? Here guys. So very basic terms. Now after this entire discussions, you will never get confused with all the terms. So what about the satellites? So come here. What about satellites? Other side I will explain with you what about the shuttle. So as both are the spacecraft, but both have somehow differences. So what about both have some differences? You just see here guys. Uh, Satellites actually is a kind of spacecraft, and satellite always defined in respect of orbits. Satellite always defined in respect of orbits. Okay, so now question is, what is orbit, where we are putting our satellites? So orbit means guys, it is a kind of attraction. Orbit means a kind of attraction. Definitely you would like to know, sir, what is attraction? In respect of Earth, Earth attraction is called as gravity. Earth attraction is called as a gravity. We are sending a satellite in such orbits. Orbit means attraction. Attraction means gravity in respect of Earth. Up to that distance where the Earth attraction is available, called as the inner orbit. Called as inner orbit. If we are sending a satellite up to that distance where Earth attraction present, that is called inner orbit. And if we are sending a satellite beyond Earth attraction, it is called as a outer orbit. So up to 36,000 kilometer distance from the Earth's surface. Up to 36,000 kilometer distance from the Earth's surface, the inner orbit, where the Earth gravity, Earth attraction present. And beyond 36,000 kilometer distance, roughly I'm telling you guys, beyond 36,000 kilometer, we are in the outer orbit. I'm just like those students are listing my class in front of me. I can tell you are in my orbit. I'm your Earth and you people are satellites, and your people are working for me. You are under my attraction, you're in my inner orbit. So if you want to use any of the satellite, that satellite will be functional for the Earth. Earthways any countries. Like I want to use a satellite for navigation purposes. I want to use any satellite for spy purposes. I want to use any satellite for the GPS purposes, DTS purposes. So in that condition, we should have to put the satellite into the inner orbit. But if I want to send a study, if I want to do the study of the Mars or Moon, so definitely we should have to send outside of the Earth orbit. So in such a way, we are sending them in the outer orbit. So our Chandrayaan, Mangalyaan kind of missions are what? We send them into the outer orbit. One more statement I would like to tell you guys: satellite never reusable. Satellite never reusable. Those satellite you launch it, guys, it never come back. So satellite never reusable. Once you send them, and then it will never come back. And this is the reason. Even 19th April 1975. 19th April 1975. 19th April 1975, RAVI was launched. And those RAVI launch, it was the first satellite of India, guys. It was launched with the help of Russian launch vehicles, but RAVI after completion of the lifespan never come back. From 19th April 1975 till now, there are so many satellite India launch. Not only I'm telling in the reference of India, when many countries they launch their own satellites, but satellite never return back. So satellites never reusable, they never come back. And that is the reason time to time, these all are the space junk or space debris. Those are going to increase in the space after completion of lifespan. And these space junk or space debris, those are going to increase in the space with time, not only because of India. Worldwide, every countries are launching the satellite, and after completion the lifespan, these all the satellites still in their own orbit and become as a space junk or space debris. And these space junk, space debris, technically called as Kessler syndrome. If UPSC asks what is the Kessler syndrome, so don't be confused. Kessler syndrome is related to space debris, space debris, space debris, or you can call them as a space junk. So space debris are space junk. Okay, space debris are space junk. So I think you know very well what about the satellites. But in another side, if you come toward the shuttle, guys, shuttle actually it is also a kind of spacecraft, but it is different from the satellites. How it is different from the satellite? Simple reason, guys. Shuttle is used in the space delivery system. Shuttle is used in space delivery system. If I want to send someone in the space, okay, yeah, I want to carry something in the space, guys. So definitely shuttle will use. And why it is? Because it can be reusable. It can be reusable. It means it may further come back toward the earth. In such a way, I can tell you guys, astronauts are cosmonauts, or you can use one of the Indian word that's called vyomnauts. Vyomnauts. Okay, they all have a same meanings. Worldwide astronauts is a common name. Russian use the term as a cosmonauts, and India brought one of the new terminology that's called vyomnauts, sent through the help of shuttle. Okay, so definitely they will come back through the help of shuttle. Okay, and shuttle definitely if astronauts are going to, they have a presence of life support system. Okay, they have a presence of life support system. They have they have presence of life support system. Some more statement I would like to tell you here in the case of shuttle, guys. Okay, shuttle to the help of it, we can use for some cargo missions. Okay, we can use some cargo missions. Suppose I want to develop Indonesia's space stations. Indonesia's space station is very huge and huge size of the objects that we put that we placed successfully into the LEO orbit nearby Earth's surface, around 400-500 kilometers from the Earth surface, and it is used for some experimental purposes. But it's a very big and big size. And the big and big size of Indonesia space station is not easy to carry in one time. The small module of 4-5 ton, 6-7 ton, 7-8 ton, we carry them in the part and we assemble them. So how it will go there in the space and assemble? Of course, in this case, shuttle will have. So in that way, I can tell you some cargo mission, some module to carry. Okay, yeah, the shuttle will utilized. So I think you understood about the what about the importance of shuttle. In very simple way, I can tell you guys, like our Gaganyaan will be a kind of shuttle. Okay, definitely it will be reusable. It will go and then come back. Even with the help of shuttle, guys, astronauts are connecting their own body for the life support system. And here I can tell you like a EVA, extravehicular activity or a spacewalk kind of activity is also connecting with the help of shuttle system. EVA is what? Extravehicular activity. Extravehicular activity means across the shuttle, astronauts is going outside and do the research and developments in the space beyond Earth at certain height around 400-500 kilometer. So that is called as a extravehicular activity, or in layman term, you can call them as a space walk. So I think you people very clear about the satellite, shuttle, and spacecraft. I don't think so. Now anyone have a problem in this understanding. Okay, a few more keywords are here, guys, like a launch vehicle, like rockets, like missiles. Now, listen, in a very simple way, what about the meaning of all this? Actually, a rocket is a kind of motor or engines. In layman term, I can tell you as very simple words, it is a kind of motor engines. And this motor engine testing we are doing. These motor engine testing we people are doing. And after successful testing of motor engines, we are going to install this rocket into launch vehicles and also in the case of missiles. If we are putting this rocket engine into the launch vehicle, so it is used to carry a spacecraft. So with the help of launch vehicle, we are going to carry the spacecraft, means satellite and shuttle, in space for certain purposes. So this rocket engine is even tested. After it, we are putting into the launch vehicle. Launch vehicle used for constructive purposes. It is used for constructive purposes. Okay, constructive purposes. Okay, space research, satellite, something like it. But this rocket motor engine, if you install it to the missile, guys, the missile will be utilized to carry warheads. Warhead means bombs, arsenals. Means it is what? It is the destructive purposes. It is what? It is destructive purposes. Okay, and in such a way you can understand very well, guys. The rocket as a motor engines. Uh, it is used in the launch vehicle as a constructive, and it is also used as a missiles as a destructors. But I just want to give you one simple statement. In other countries, in other countries, they prefer the use of rockets in place of launch vehicles. Just like if you listen any news, yeah, you read any articles like European Space Agency have launched their own satellites. So you will get the news. It launched their own satellite with the help of Ariane rockets. You will get like they launched their own satellite with the help of Ariane rockets. Okay, European Space Agency, they launched their own satellite with the help of Ariane rockets. If you listen, like Russia launched the satellite and it's sent with the help of Vostok rocket. Vostok rocket. Russian agency's name is space agency's name is Roscosmos. Okay, US launched the satellites with the help of Freedom rocket. So NASA, US based space agencies, whenever they launch any satellites, they prefer the term as a rocket, rocket, and rocket. But whenever you listen, like India launch own satellites with the help of India launched a satellite with the help of own launch vehicle, so you will listen the word like a PSLV. Listen a word like a GSLV. We are preferring the term as a launch vehicle. Generally, we are not using term as a rockets. So polar satellite launch vehicle, a geostationary satellite launch vehicle. Some more miscellaneous type of launch vehicle you will listen in the coming discussion, like SSLV, like NGLV. Okay, but everywhere we are using the term as a launch vehicle and launch vehicle. But I just want to tell you one thing, guys. If you go in the detail, the rocket and definitely launch vehicle have differences. But in layman term, we can call them the rocket and launch vehicle both are same. Even rockets are those guys where we are using some jet engines and a lot of other things that you will listen in the coming discussion. So I hope these all the basic terms you people very clear. Now, if any kind of articles in the newspaper is coming, so definitely you will not get confused. And definitely we'll meet in the next class with some other interesting topics. So thank you everyone. God bless you.